Hi, Laverne. How are you?
I'm lovely. How are you? It's so good to see you.
Yes, it is a pleasure to actually talk to you.
Yes, after all these years.
Exactly.
It's our first time talking, I think.
Yes, exactly. Which
Wow.
I just feel honored, and
Oh.
yeah, I'm happy that you're doing well. You're doing well.
I just flew in last night, so I'm a little discombobulated. I'm jet lagged, and I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful to be talking about this film. I think this film is so important. I'm just so honored to be a part of it. I think it's entertaining and funny and smart and necessary, and hopefully will spark really necessary conversation. I was talking to Graham earlier, and he says there's a position opening up at head office. And don't freak out, but I want you to know I recommended you for it.
Why would you do that?
Cause you're sneaking up the joint with your sad little face.
But I like it here.
No, you don't.
No, I don't, but I like you. And I like, hello, working in a customer-facing role.
Great, can I get
No,
some?
Cassie.
don't Cassie me, I'm fine. Gail, really.
Johnny said he saw you at the Fallout last week, said you were completely hammered and on your own. He was a little worried. I know it's none of my
You must have
business.
seen someone else, I've never been there.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When I saw it, I was just like, I was hella triggered first. Just
Yeah, yeah.
because, so like I'm trans, right? So I lived as a lesbian, as a woman till I was 22. So
Mhm.
all of the things going on in the movie, I had firsthandly been on one side, and now as like a white guy, am kind of on the other side. And I thought it was really interesting to have both of those things. And so I want to ask you, like, honestly, the biggest question I had for you, which I think is the most important thing, is that my fear is that only women are going to see this movie. How do we get men to go see this movie without putting the pressure on women to like hold everything for the man who sees it?
Wow. That's a brilliant question. And I hadn't really thought about that. I think a lot of times, having been on a show like Orange is the New Black, a lot of the men, for years, like these hot guys would come up to me and they'd be like, oh my God, are you Laverne Cox? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, I love you on the show. And I'd be like, oh, thank you. And I'd be like feeling really cute. And like, I watched with my girlfriend and I'd just be like, oh, are you still together? So, like, no dating opportunities came out of it. But what I found is a lot of guys were watching with the women that they were in relationships with. Obviously, everyone's not in a relationship. That shouldn't be a way. And we should, again, we're sort of maybe putting the onus on women to sort of get men involved. But I think for a lot of men who think that they are, I think a lot of men strive to be good guys, right? Strive to be the best guys that they can be, and don't think that they would ever do anything that would not be consensual sexually. And
I just thought that you were.
Drunk?
Yeah.
Really drunk?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. But that's good, isn't it?
I think you should leave.
Oh, now you want me to leave?
No, I'm really high. Like, I'm really high right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I think you should go.
But a second ago, you were determined for me to stay. You were pretty insistent, actually.
I'm a nice guy.
Are you?
I thought we had a connection, I guess.
A connection? Okay. What do I do for a living? Sorry, maybe that one's too hard. How old am I? How long have I lived in the city? What are my hobbies? What's my name?
And I think that question is something that we still need to have a conversation about. I recently had a conversation with a guy that I've known, I think 12 years ago. We went on a few dates, and something non-consensual happened on our third date. And it was really intense to actually talk to him about it. And I was able to stop the situation, but like went way further than I wanted it to. And what was deep to me is that it was for him, it was a turning point for him. He had dated trans women before me. He had never experienced a trans woman not wanting to be sexual with him. He never experienced a cis woman not wanting to be sexual with him. He was a really attractive guy when he was younger. He had no idea. And so I think that what I hope would happen for the men who go to see this film is that I don't think anyone really wants to be in a situation where they've crossed a boundary. And I think this film will hopefully give men a way to think about, because men are not demonized in this film. I don't think men are demonized in this film. Maybe you would disagree. I think everyone is deeply human, and I don't think anyone would consciously want to cross, well, some people do want to consciously cross lines, obviously. But a lot of people who don't want to do that, I think there need to be different conversations around consent. And I still feel like in this, what I call a post-Me Too moment, we still haven't had deep conversations about what consent really looks like. And I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, no, I love that, Laverne. Thank you. I think that's one of the biggest things is the consent piece of here is that it's wishy-washy. And when we look at it from an outside view, we look to the film and we're like, of course there's no consent there. So I hope that other men will be able to see that too. So thank you so much for your time, Laverne.
Thank you.
Glad to see you and good luck with everything.
Wishing you the best. So glad we could support you and your work here. And hopefully we'll have some more interactions in the future.
Yes. Thank you so much.
My assistant tells me that you're interested in resuming med school.
I left under unusual circumstances.
Oh.
You remember the accusations made against Alexander Monroe?
I don't.
He took a girl back to his room.
You know, we get accusations like this all the time.
So it's a he said, she said situation.
What would you have me do? Ruin a young man's life? Was it reported?
Yes.
Do you know who she spoke to?
You.
Well, the doctor's here.
It's every guy's worst nightmare getting accused like that.
Really? Can you guess what every woman's worst nightmare is?
What do you want?
I don't know. You seem nervous.
No use hiding from the piper. She has to be paid.
Why do you guys have to ruin everything?
It's a day of reckoning. For everyone.